Hello everyone. So welcome to our Module 5. So this is another important transition in the class where we are shifting gears and focusing on our third writing project, which is a short unsolicited proposal to an employer or to ASU, so basically within an organization. And I will open up those instructions really quickly. We also have a discussion and some learning material on the ADA model, which you need to open those up and read over all the documents, watch the videos so you understand that model, because it is going to come into play with this project and with the discussion and the quiz. We will also have an update. I'm asking for an update on your project for progression or progress. This is a project that is not difficult, even though networking can be awkward, but it takes time. So I want to compel you all to get started on it. So first of all, let's get into our project 3 and take a look at it. So proposals are very common in business writing, in different fields, and there's different types of proposals. There's the large scale proposals when an organization, a company, or even a government will have a large need and they will send out a call for proposals, and different developers or organizations will compose these huge proposals that have budgets of, maybe hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars even, and then they will submit those. And that's a very different thing than what we're doing. This is a short, unsolicited proposal that's going to be focused on a need within, like, a place of employment or within campus, within ASU community. And unsolicited really dictates the type of proposal it is. So this isn't asked for. Your audience is not expecting this. And so this is going to be a shorter, a more casual type of proposal. And it will be very limited in scope. This will be a proposal that addresses a need that one person has the power and authority to fix, to act on. And so this proposal is kind of a type of outreach within a company where you are reaching out to a colleague, to someone with maybe a little bit higher authority than you are, or somebody on campus, and you are sharing with them your understanding or your, testimony or witness that there is a need that you have seen. And you're going to convince them of that need, and then you're going to ask them or propose a plan to fix that need. And this will be a plan, like I said, that one person will be able to enact on their own. And so as a measure of outreach, it is really important in these type of proposals that you connect with your audience, that you share who you are, why you have a stake in this issue, and you really write a proposal that creates a relationship between you and the person you are writing to. And it's really important for you. It's important for, well, I was going to say for larger proposals too, but it really isn't. It's really important in these types of proposals that your personality, your individuality shines through. The last thing that you want to send to someone unsolicited would be a generic, robotic, form letter-like proposal. Okay? And so this is a really great opportunity for you all to practice how to write professionally while also developing your writer's voice, your professional writer's voice, in a way that is distinct to you, that allows your personality and your values, your care, the things that you care about to shine through. Okay? And that's going to be part of what I'm going to be looking for. And so this assignment, look over the instructions. Since this is a smaller proposal, there's going to be a limit to the cap of what this project that you're proposing, what it's going to cost at $1,000. So if we look here at the example, you can, perhaps you recognize, you're an online student, you recognize that there is a need for more networking opportunities on campus, and you're going to send a proposal to the director of ASU Career Services. So the intended audience is incredibly important. You're going to address your proposal to someone who actually has the authority to enact it, to act on it, to put it into practice, or to organize the event that you're proposing. So this person, you can write it to the Director of ASU Career Services, and you can outline a specific plan for this networking opportunity. So a proposal is not a letter of suggestion, it's not a recommendation. You are presenting a laid out plan to your recipient so that they, and asking them to act on it. And so coming down here, the person that you're going to be writing to is very important. You're not going to be probably writing to the CEO of a company. You're definitely not going to be writing to President Crow if you're focusing on a problem that you've noticed on ASU campus. You're going to think, who is the most, the person with the authority who can act on this? Because most CEOs and most presidents delegate all of their different departments, different focuses, different things to specific people. You're also in this proposal going to include a couple of credible sources that you can bring in as evidence, perhaps evidence that there is a need or evidence that your type of proposed plan is going to be beneficial. But these sources have to be credible, and you have to consider who you are writing to, who are you are trying to persuade, and what type of sources, what type of evidence would appeal to them. So if you're writing to a dean at ASU, you want to include sources that are going to be pretty impressive, right? You don't want to bring in maybe a letter from the state press where a student has written an editorial on a problem. That's not going to be very persuasive or very compelling. And so they're going to be credible sources that you're going to bring in to support your point. And here I've outlined different steps in the proposal process. Finding that need, identifying that need, then you're going to include or identify the audience, and you're going to include these steps in your proposal, things that you need to consider. And here is the basic format for this type of proposal, this type of outline. If you have any questions on that, let me know. After that, after you read that, then let's see. We've got that learning material on the ADA process or the ADA model and the discussion. Let me go back here to the discussion. Make sure that you actually read down here what is being asked for. This is another discussion that's asking us to use content from the textbook and a specific passage where you are going to provide a line-by-line analysis to see if they are incorporating that ADA model. And then you're going to provide a revision. So keep that in mind as you complete that. There's a short quiz, and then we are getting into this progress update. If you need to go ahead, look ahead to our Module 7 to remember what the assignment is, what these instructions are. Again, this isn't a really complex type of assignment, but it takes time. Networking takes time. And you are likely going to need to reach out to quite a few people before you get a response. Remember, networking refers to reaching out to people you don't already know. It is making new relationships, making new professional relationships, networking, creating your field of relationships professionally. So it's not asking for someone for a job. It's not asking for an internship. You are just reaching out and just introducing yourself. And let's see, I've got some points here about that. And I also have, some ideas. One of the easier ways to network is to reach out to people who are recent graduates of ASU, people that you have connections with. You can even reach out to friends of friends of friends. Okay, as long as there's somebody that you don't know, that is good. Just don't try to reach out to people who are owners of companies or celebrities or really well-known people, because those people are not likely to respond to an unsolicited message like this. But read that over, complete that progress report so I can give you some feedback, so I can check in with you and let me know if you're having any problems with that. All right? Have a great week.